Hey everybody, welcome again to the meta-narrative. Sorry again for the weird audio. Not a big deal right now. We're going to be looking at Andrew Peterson's song Lay Me Down, and this is actually live at a concert, so we're actually going to get to see him talk about this a little bit. I decided on this song for a lot of reasons, a lot of personal ones that I'm dealing with right now, but also because of some very specific lyrics which we'll get into. So go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, whatever you're going to do, and if you haven't already, and let's get going.
All right, so this is one that is I wrote about my. Well, let me think. I'll just play it. I was born in Illinois, and when I was in, my dad's a pastor, so we lived in the church parsonage right next to the church in this tiny little town called Monticello, Illinois, and a farm community in central Illinois. And, 3 sides of my backyard were corn, and
Corn, delicious.
and I have these fond memories of playing hide and seek in the cornfields, and it's really kind of a wonderful, idyllic childhood. And then when I was 7, we had to move to Florida.
So fun, Florida.
And which at first I was really excited about because I thought I was moving to Disney World. And I was 7, and then I got there and found out that North Florida, where we ended up settling down, is culturally speaking just like South Georgia. Like,
very much so.
Could not be more southern than it is. Like, just lots of farmers and racism. And so
there's not as much, but he'll get into that, I think.
it's not that bad. But there's racism. And so
There's a little bit.
But like this farm community with little everybody drove these big trucks and stuff, and my dad, the church my dad still preaches at. It was 27 some odd years ago that we moved there, and he still preaches at the same church. And anyway, it's right in the center of town, right next to the courthouse and the jail and the post office and the library and the town park. And so I grew up like Tom Sawyer, sort of. And
You can tell he has an affinity for places.
Anyway, and then moved to Nashville 13 years ago. So I lived in Nashville longer than any place else in my life. And so I was driving home from, I think, my grandma's funeral, and my wife and I were talking about how weird it is that we're going to have to someday choose our burial plot.
Isn't that a weird thing, having to choose something like that?
One of these days we're going to have to decide where that's going to be and how we're going to work all that out. And it made me feel really lonely when I realized that... not lonely, homesick, when I realized that I didn't know where I wanted to be buried. I could see myself buried in Illinois or in Florida or in Nashville or, Connecticut's fine too. Anyway, that's where this song came from. You could lay me down to die in Illinois, bury me beneath a rows of corn, or in between the maple trees I climbed on as a boy, where in the land of Lincoln I was born. Oh, and I recall we rode the combines in the fall, and there comes a time for gathering the harvest after all.
Good analogy there with gathering the harvest, talking about death and the end of things, but also it's really a celebration and a beginning. I like that a lot.
When you lay me down to die, I miss my boys, I miss my girls. Lay me down and let me say goodbye to this world. You can lay me anywhere, oh, but just remember this: when you lay me down to die, you lay me down to live.
I keep wanting to not pause it so much because it's just so incredible of a song. And I think as Christians we can really say anywhere is fine because, in a real sense, the earth is ours through our adoption as sons and daughters of Christ. That's, we have a dominion over the earth. This earth is going to be changed when Christ comes back, and truly changed and reformed back to what was intended from the beginning. And so as far as being buried anywhere, it really doesn't matter.
Well, I asked a girl to marry me on a dock out on the lake. Our babies came to life in Tennessee. And the music of the mountains is still keeping me awake. Yeah, but everything that rises falls asleep.
Well, that everything that rises falls asleep just seems extremely poetic. I don't know if I can even explain that one, but yeah, just keep listening.
We are not alone, we're more than flesh and bone. What is seen will pass away, what is not is going home. When you lay me down to die, I miss my boys, I miss my girls. Lay me down and let me say goodbye to this world. You can lay me anywhere, oh, but just remember this. When you lay me down to die, I'll open up my eyes on the skies I've never known, in the place where I belong, and I'll realize this love is just another word for home.
And I'll realize this love is just another word for home. Fantastic, fantastic lyrics. So meaningful. And this is the part that I made this video for. Pay attention.
'Cause I believe in the holy shores of uncreated light. Well, I believe there is power in the blood. And all of the death that ever was, if you set it next to life, well, I believe it would barely fill a cup.
I absolutely love that because it means so much more than even what it's just saying there. I believe if all the death you set it next to life, I believe it would barely fill a cup. You know, think of the cup of communion that Christ drank, and the sour wine on the cross. You know, he drank it down to the dregs for us. A drink that we could never drink and survive, and he did it, and he came back to life. And just that incredible imagery is something that has stuck with me ever since I started listening to Andrew's music. He really has a way of taking something that can seem overwhelming to us and showing how it was nothing for Christ. And I love that line so much.
'Cause I believe there is power in the blood when you lay me down to die. So long, boys, so long, girls, lay me down and let me say goodbye to this world. You can lay me anywhere, oh, but just remember this. When you lay me down to die, lay me down to live. Oh, you lay me down to live.
Excellent song from Andrew Peterson. If you haven't subscribed to him, go and subscribe now. Listen to his music, man. It's just incredible. And for those of you who'd like to support, the link's down there for Patreon. If you want to support this show and the other ones on this channel, specifically the Poetry in Motion comics, go right ahead. Patreon.com/Poetry in Motion comics. You can check out the other videos on here. And yeah, we'll talk to you guys next time. Thanks so much for watching.